it's not time for that just yet. It's time for a little bit of Rosie Dew action. Hello, Rosie Dew. Rosie Dew's been doing her own poops recently, but not actually eating them, or at least significantly reducing the eating of the poops. Good job, Rosie. Very good job, Rosie. Now go back to mom because you're not supposed to eat the fucking microphone, huh? Goddamn dog. Anyways, plenty to talk about today, mostly because, well, I was sick pretty much all of last week. So I feel like I kind of missed a week there, even though we were still doing videos and everything. It doesn't feel right when I'm not doing live streams. I fucking love doing live streams. Look, at the end of the day, I don't need to be doing YouTube or anything like this. I fucking genuinely enjoy doing especially the lives, man. It's magical. It's very magical. So I'm very happy that everyone's here. Wishing you a nice and healthy start to this, definitely a healthy start to this fucking Monday morning. I should let you know, like, everyone in my house got sick after me. Probably my fault. Even Elsa's sister came all the way from Finland, and she was sick when she got here, and then she arrives to a house full of sick fucking people. Anyways, we're trying to show her a good time in the good old States here. So plenty to see, plenty to do. She wants a very American vacation. So I said, hey, let's do some damn shooting, huh? Let's do some fucking shooting, baby. I've been obsessed with buying guns and buying gun parts recently. I don't know what it is, man. I can't be stopped. It's like, it really is an obsession, man. And I can't stop watching that fucking Grand Thumb YouTube guy as well. He's great. He's truly amazing. There's so many good gun tubers, man. There really are. But you don't come here for that. You come here for some magic internet money and some traditional marks as well. Probably a little bit more traditional marks at this point. So let's get into that. I see a lot of familiar faces here too. What's up, Mr. Craden C? Hoy hi, or hoy hoy. Sorry, hoy hoy. Friday rock off. What's up, man? Crypto Yellow Vest. Been a long time, man. Hope all is well in your part of the world. Crypto Tone, or is that Tone Vase? Radisson, Jay Stevens, Ayusha. Who else we got? Peter and Mr. Caretaker himself. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you as always in Cars, Cryptos, and Conspiracies. I just want to take a moment here to admire the chart of SPY futures once again. This is the 8-day time frame. We don't really look at the 8-day time frame too often, but I actually do think in traditional markets, it does seem to work better. Like when I say work better, I mean, it just plays more technically than the weekly time frame or the 7-day time frame. And this one's looking like it. This one might even have potential for like a bullish engulfing dildo. Still got 9 days left to go, so it's a long time running for this one. But really good response here on that low thus far. Reclaiming that red 5 EMA makes me think that whatever correction that we're seeing in traditional markets is very likely done. And this one, you know, maybe it makes new highs in February, maybe in March, whatever it is, it's poised for new highs. This is really conclusive behavior because last Friday we acknowledged, I believe on just last Friday's video, that there was potential for a bullish engulfing dildo on the daily time frame. That one did get solidified. SPY futures did close above that Thursday high after the major dump off. That's a really strong signal when you see a dump like this, like a just straight fucking dump day, and then the next day engulfs it back, in this case to the upside. It's a really strong indication of the next direction, which, you know, I mean, it's just, I don't want to say undoubtedly, but very high probability. Okay, we speak in probabilities here. Very high probability to continue to the upside. Again, for traditional markets, I'm still holding, I'm long in my longs, you know, I'm still holding basically. I do think that traditional markets will hit a major high this year, probably around the first half of this year. But for now, I'm still cautiously bullish. I'm still cautiously bullish. I don't really see any reason not to be. This chart is just objectively fucking bullish. And I think it's even better seen on the Dow Jones Industrial Futures chart. This one is more so bullish. This one hit 50,000 bucks for the first time ever in its history. It is leading the market right now. So we have seen rotations. The tech sector was basically holding this market up for like the past 3 years. Now the tech sector is being rotated down. It's just not that interesting. Industrials is going up, amongst other things as well. And then SPY is kind of second, representing the general market. But that's good, you know, and the small caps are rallying here too. So I do think that this is kind of like the end of the cycle rally for these things. But, you know, these can go on for many more months and can reach up to, you know, much more crazy prices for, you know, SPY futures, for example. I'm still looking well above 7,000, probably 7,300 to 7,700-ish region. NASDAQ, I think you get 28, maybe even, I mean, shit, in a crazy scenario, might even go to 30. Dow Jones, who knows how high this one goes. I would imagine maybe somewhere around like 52, 53 region. But there's just no reason not to be bullish right now on traditional markets. Bitcoin, I do think is bottomed, but I don't necessarily mean that it's going to go like straight to the upside from here. No, it's probably going to fish out these lows. I don't think if you even missed that prior low at $60,000, that like it's not going to come back down there. It probably does come back down around there, in the next month or two or whatever. But in terms of price, we've very likely gotten those closing lows already. You might see some wicks below, of course. We'll go over that in just a moment. But traditional markets still holding this one high, and I'm just not really looking for marks to fall apart right now. If it's gold and silver, we'll go into that in a moment. But as far as Nasdaq goes here too, it is on the weaker side for sure. You basically just got a daily test to the 200 simple. So I did buy a little bit at the $24,000 number. We spoke about that as a target from breaking the previous week's low. That happened, so I put a little bit more money to work there. But really, last week was about Bitcoin. I did put money to work at the low 60s. Again, I expect to go underwater in these positions. These are long-term, very long-term holds. 5 years minimum is what I say to people, but personally I'll be holding it for around 10 or I guess 9 years now. But yeah, taking its time, and ultimately, Nasdaq very likely will fall through as well. It's not going to be left behind. It's just weaker right now. So when this one, starts to rally again, might be kind of a bad sign, overall, but I generally think that this one still will make new highs alongside the rest of the market. And again, here's your small caps with Russell. I believe they are probably continuing to make new highs, or they're very close to making new highs. I mean, there's just a general uptrend. You got your first breakout after 5 years long of consolidation. This one was not moving to the upside alongside everything else in the past few years. So this one joining the rally now. Again, you can think of this as like the shit coins rallying. It's like near the end of the cycle, the shit coins rally last. They rally the most significantly. They're the most volatile. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing. I think it's very likely to get above $3,000, probably, maybe even close to 4,000. But, once it starts getting those crazy numbers, I would be urging a little bit of caution personally. That's just me. But fair enough, man. Anyways, let's go. Let's go over some Bitcoin analysis here too. Bill Norblatt says word bounce first though for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's already bouncing, of course. I mean, yeah, it's already gone up like 12,000 bucks from the lows. I think that we probably found the high of this bounce, or very close to it. If it does take another leg up, 74,000 bucks is the obvious number, but I don't think that you're going to see Bitcoin do anything crazy to the upside from here. I think that you're kind of in a range bound market on the lows. That's a good thing more long term. We want to see it kind of solidify these lows, but there's many reasons to believe that that was the low. I mean, look, I don't bring up volume too often because I don't think volume is that important unless if you're looking at macro highs and macro lows, or just major highs and major lows. We do expect volume extremes during those times. And what do you know? Volume extreme right here, similar to what we saw on the low from the August dump in August 2024 right here. That was a major, major bottom. And I mean, it was the bottom. And I think this is going to be the bottom as well. And, perhaps we get something like this here too. You get that quick snapback, then bring it back down around those closing lows. It probably looks something like that. So I think that we're going to be waiting a while here for Bitcoin, but I do think that there's a good probability that the low is either in, or maybe it fishes like 55,000 bucks on like a crazy move, on like some weird news coming out, shit like that, but doesn't really deviate too much on a closing basis. So yeah, again, full disclosure, I am putting money to work at these low 60 numbers. I do expect it to go underwater at some point, but there is that. On top of that, if I can get back to my notes, Jesus Christ, man, where the fuck did they go? We also saw, of course, volatility extremes. That was volatility extremes on the low. So you got volume and volatility extremes. And I see one of my most prized signals on volatility, which is, I don't have like a good terminology for this. So just call it the double derp. It sounds fucking retarded because it is, but it does work incredibly well. When you see two extremes relatively close to each other, it's almost always going to be a local low, like a major local low or a major local high. In this case, obviously, a low. So I'm looking at that as a good thing. And then, of course, over here on the Crown Oscillator, this one's about to turn up again. So, we're done going down for now. Bitcoin, again, might retest the lows. I just don't expect, significantly new closing lows or anything like that. On top of that, we saw, the lowest levels of RSI in a long time. I mean, this is comparable to when, I have to scroll back quite significantly here to March of 2020. That's literally fucking the Rona. And before that, that was the low of 2018 right here. It did go lower on that one, to be fair. But yeah, I know a lot of people are looking for 20,000, 30,000, even 40,000, but I think it's going to be quite difficult for Bitcoin to even get below 50,000 bucks, if that's even going to happen at all. I am more of the opinion that we're very close to a low. It might even be the low. Just don't expect like, a fucking straight rock to the upside from here. I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's going to be a lot of sideways. And fuck, I probably just got a call. Hold on. Actually, no. Okay, that's good. Hold on. I do need to turn on my sound because we do got deliveries coming today. My refrigerator fucking doors are finally coming. Do you know what it's like to live without refrigerator doors? No, you don't, because no one lives without refrigerator doors. But it's not the worst in the world, to be honest. Anyways, what else we got here for Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin on the Fear and Greed Index from Pesto, which is, again, accompanied by the LTI indicator, is firing off, or is once again in the extreme fear zone. And we are going to see that second signal with the weekly stochastic oscillator very likely turn to the upside at the end of this week, or maybe it happens next week. But I do think that it happens probably this week. It's going to be on bullish divergence as well. And that will officially happen if Bitcoin finishes this week above 69,420. Great number right there. Bitcoin's kind of at it right now. Again, what happens interweek doesn't really matter. It's all about the closure. If it closes above there, I would look at that as an extremely strong signal. There is a low in. It's a major low. You're probably going to see a run somewhere around 80,000 bucks. But again, I'm not looking for like a V bottom out of here or anything like that. I'm just looking for Bitcoin to put in and really grind out these lows, maybe similar to what we saw in 2024. It might be boring like that. It's very possible it's boring like that. But I'm leaning towards this being, the low. Over here on the Reverend Ribbons, the Ribbits, I do want to acknowledge that the mid band is now coming down to 75,500. So again, I'm just not looking at any of these rallies as a potential reversal. As long as Bitcoin's below there, that still gives a bearish bias. But I do think that we've hit, obviously a very, very critical region here. In the short term, does Bitcoin come back down to like 65,000 bucks? Yeah, I actually do think so. Let me actually draw out a little bit of a LARP line here, because that's more relevant for the short term. Probably stalls out here, comes back down here quick, and then bounces again, something like this. And if the bounce can reclaim this mid band, I'll start to, I guess, start to acknowledge that there's potential for like a real reversal. But until then, I'm still looking at this thing. It's just playing on the lows between, low 70s and low 60s, basically. We probably found a range high, or at least it's very, very close to it. Maybe another few $1,000 to the upside. What's a few $1,000 on a $70,000 fucking asset, huh? Anyways, on top of that, did I have anything over here? No, actually, I don't have anything over here. So yeah, I think we kind of knocked out pretty much everything that we wanted to get on for this one. Of course, last week did have a little bit more in-depth analysis of the highly probability or the high probability narrative of this being a major low. But again, when things hit a bottom, they don't just V bottom out typically. I mean, look at what happened in the last macro cycle low. It spent like a month and a half to 2 months on the lows. I mean, shit, we basically just did the same thing right here in November. Bitcoin likes to take its time in these consolidations, and that's a good sign overall. You should be very, 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 very skeptical of any low or any high that's just kind of like spike once and, doesn't really spend any time around there. Other than that, I guess more so in the case of lows, less so in the case of highs, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, we'll take a quick peek at gold, and then I shall sip on this water. Dan Robertson says, is it time to sell a put spread? Fuck. If you have very big balls, then sure. I don't. I actually do have very big balls, to be honest with you. I actually really do, because I've been taking HCG. They're ginormous. They are the size of like a large pea, 2 of them at least. So I do have the big balls, but I don't feel good about this. Look, I'm still holding my short calls from way higher, $95,000 call strike expiring end of February, and then this one expiring at the end of this week, which is just, this is just dead premium. This is all profit right now, 17,600. I'm just going to let those go. If you want to do a short put spread, be my guest, but I'm probably not going to join you on this one, or at least not at these exact prices. If Bitcoin comes back down to like 62,000 bucks, I might consider it, but I don't want to do it right here. Let's see what the premiums look like, though. Let's actually see what they look like right here for like the end of February, perhaps. That could be interesting. So let's do a bear put spread. Where is it? Or sorry, a bull put spread. All right, let's see what this one's. Just type in 2, I guess. It's going to be this one. I'm just curious what the premiums are. I'm not doing this right now. I would sell. Well, no, I'd want to sell the. Hold on, let's go back to chart. I'd want to sell probably 59. Let's see what 59 is being done for right now. 59 is even kind of too close for my comfort, to be honest with you. But let's just see. I'm just curious. Yeah, that is not enough fucking premium. Let's see what the end of February's look like. It's okay. It's okay. I would get rid of that. I mean, even if you do this 20 times, this is like not going to be great. I wouldn't take it right here. Not enough premium for me, but hey, if you want to do it, be my guest. It's your money after all. Anyways, just hold them against a microwave like Randy on South Park. Wait, what? Hocus Pocus. Elsa actually watched that for the first time this past Halloween. Good movie, in fact. Very good movie. Small potatoes make the steak look bigger. That's right. Wait, it's an optical illusion. Oh, fuck. My balls are big. My twig is small. Very bad. It's like a Tootsie Roll. Does bottoming so soon after cycle top fits into 4-year cycle theory? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because generally after the top, it takes about a year. That's what we saw over here in 2014. Here you got 364 days on the fucking dot. I mean, it's hard to get closer than that, right? And then in 2018, I think it's very similar here too. From here to the low, 364. It's literally right on the fucking dot. I mean, that is crazy. And then in 2014, I believe it's the same as well. Let's just double check though. Sorry, a little bit longer in 2014. This one took 413 days. So the answer would be no. The answer would undoubtedly be no. This would be way too soon. I guess if anything, it would be like 2011. That was when 160 days. And I think we're kind of close to that now. Probably a little bit sooner than that, even right here. Let's see. Yeah, 119 days. So, again, I think it's very possible you kind of level out sideways here for a while and then give another like quick wick to the downside into the 50s, scare the shit out of everyone after being steady for a while. But if that gets bought back up above 60, I'm going to look at that as probably a macro low. But for now, it's just potential. I think that we got a major low in, undoubtedly. It's just, is it a macro low? That remains to be seen. I'd really need to see this thing evolve for the next like 2 to 3 months. It's not going to happen today, basically. You don't have to worry about price just going back up to $100,000 today. Okay. Anyways, yeah, let's see what Super Chats else got lined up for me already. Darkra 93 is first. He says, howdy neighbor. ABAT daily weekly. Is there bullish divergence on the daily? I don't know. Let's check it out. ABAT. Whoops. Be good if I actually spelled it right. There's hidden bullish divergence. You can't really have regular bullish divergence in an uptrend, which this is. This is good in my opinion. This is actually very, very good. But similar to Bitcoin, it's like it's forming a low in my opinion. It's not ready to move to the upside or anything like that right now. Here's your range. You just lost the middle of the range. I think that this is a higher low right here at 350, the good old price at 350, but it's just not interesting in this range. It does have a bullish bias. Obviously, this has been in a constructive uptrend on the weekly for a while now. But to me, I can't declare this bullish until you're closing daily dildos back above 550. You got some hidden bullish evidence right here, so I do think you're going to try another rally to the top side, at some point in these coming weeks. But does it actually break? That remains to be seen. That would be my bullish validation, though. Also would reclaim the 200 simple on the weekly. That would be very powerful for a very big rally, a very big reversal confirmation, probably with like a $20 price implied after that. But for now, give it some time. I don't think it's going to be doing anything too interesting. If it loses 320 on the other side, with like a weekly closure below 320, I would get very bearish on it. I'd call that a reversal to the downside. But for right now, just uninteresting, man. But, probably got a range play here if that's interesting to you. What's up, Steven Schickman? There he is. Zeta Global Daily and Weekly. Okay. ZETA. Okay. Kind of similar to the last one, actually. In a range here. I kind of got the same LARP lines, in fact, as well. I think that you're going to see a rally from here, probably back up to like 19.5, $20. I just don't think that like you're breaking out to the upside from here. I think it's going to be sideways for a while in this range between 25.5 on the upper end to maybe even as low as like 15 on the lower end. It does have a bullish bias as long as it maintains its range, but it can spend many months in this range before resolving. So just don't think it's that interesting right here, to be honest. But I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just, it's just a range play like the last one. And I think that this one's a little more poised to test the range low, actually, rather than, rally up significantly from here. Like maybe short term, it tries an 18 and a quarter rally, but I don't think it's going really anywhere. I think you will come back down to the bottom side of that range at some point. Before it's all said and done, man. Steven Schickman says, SMH, one bearish divergence. Is this a ticker? Oh, it's semiconductor. Okay. One bearish divergence. You're building it, but this is not a bearish chart, man. This is a massively fucking bullish chart. And unless if you like eating massive red dildos, which are actually colored green, but they give you red dildo portfolio numbers, then be my guest. But this one, I think, is heading up to like 460 rather than, topping out right here, man. This is bullish. This is fucking good. I'm not bearish on this. Yes, you will have bearish divergence at some point, but for right now, the direction is up. I wouldn't be anticipating it exactly here. It's kind of like gold. I think you got to really wait. You got to really be patient for like something resembling a very obvious topping dildo before going in blindly short or anything like that. So I think you got upside here, to be honest. And in fact, I feel very strongly about that. That is bullish as long as you're above last week's low at 375. It's not a bad play. Austin Met says, thanks for your analysis, Crown. We appreciate you. Thanks, man. It's a very nice comment. It's a very nice comment. I'm blushing. Thank you. Jay Pinman says, GM, is it realistic to expect SIL J to go to $55? Oh, these are always fun questions, but it's more fun when it's a shitcoin. These are junior miners. Is this going to go to $55? It is. I mean, is it still bullish here? It kind of is, actually. Okay. I mean, to call $55 from here is kind of like that's literally like a fucking 50% move, man. So I'm not going to just say, yeah, bro. I don't know. I do think your next move is to the upside. I do think it's going to try move back to like $37. And same thing with like gold and silver as well. I think that they're in bounce phases right now. I ultimately think it's a trap, but I am not looking at it. I'm not looking at it like that myself. Do I think it's unrealistic? It's going to be very realistic if you surpass the previous high, but that's a big, tall order. I think you got to rally here to like what, 36 and a half bucks, something like that. But that's where I'm looking for a rejection on this, if it's going to be bearish. And then if that rejection brings it back down below that $30 low, then I'd confirm that bearishness, man. So I would say technically it's possible as long as you're above about $30. But when you start to close weekly dildos below $30, I think you got a big problem here. Anyways, Alyssa Kate says, MU daily and weekly. Gotcha. You're saying I'm short, or you're short? I am actually short. I'm only 5'8", but if you're talking about position, I have no position here. This would not be the first one I want to short if you're like looking at higher term timeframes, which kind of sounds like you are on a daily and a weekly. You don't need to short things that are bullish. If it does have a downside move, I'd look no further than like 330. But even then, I mean, you're shorting an uptrend. This is breaking I just have a cardinal rule not to fucking do this. I can see that you might have a pullback to like 330 or something, but that's probably not the position you're looking for if you're on like a weekly, especially. If it got down to 330 or even 290, I mean, that'd be a buy in my opinion, at least for a bounce. Yeah, I'm not bearish on this yet. I'm not bearish on this yet. I would only get bearish on, like, you don't even have a confirmed reversal. That's the problem with it. I only will short a downtrend. In this case, you got an uptrend, especially as long as you're above 330. There's really no, I wouldn't do that. Maybe you caught like the actual top and it's going to reverse from here, but you're playing a lower probability game. I don't like that game. I don't have the big balls that you may have, Alyssa Kate, but also based off of your name, probably no balls. So I don't know. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be my preferred position. I'd wait for like something that's an obvious reversal first and then short with confidence rather than trying to pick a high and short, hoping and praying that it's going to turn down. What's up, Sam Ferengozi? I see you over there, man. New Zealand dollar versus the real dollar. Sure. NZD, USD. Yes. Good. We have to be bullish on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar here. It's really trying hard to reclaim that weekly 200 simple. Sorry, you're on their daily and a 4 hour. You don't give a fuck about a weekly. Okay. Probably does retest the highs of this rally just above like 60, 70 or something like that. Let's go down to a 4 hour time frame. Well, it is kind of selling off the test of that, but no, I still think that you probably retest this high here. Yeah, this isn't super problematic or anything like that just yet. 4 hour time frame, I would capitulate on that thought if this thing comes back down below this morning's low at 60 cents even, or sorry, 59,984, just whatever this previous 4 hour dildo low was. That would be my sort of invalidation there. Until that happens, I'm more inclined to say you're going to retest these highs officially. Oh shit. Okay, here comes my call. Just a moment. Probably need to give this guy the gate code or some shit. I was indeed correct. The prophecy came true. It is Best Buy, and they're delivering my fucking refrigerator door. Let me tell you about this refrigerator fucking door, okay? I ordered this refrigerator fucking door in December. For 4 weeks in a row, it was scheduled to be delivered, but Best Buy would call me up one day before and say, sir, sorry, sir, we can't deliver it because we don't have it. Do you want to try next week, maybe? Yeah, sure, go fuck yourself. Anyways, don't go fuck yourself, but you know what I mean. It's frustrating. You just want a fucking refrigerator door, okay? It's not that crazy. Look, Sam, if I'm giving you just my like unfiltered opinion here, I think that this thing is poised to test that officially that green 55 EMA on the monthly. I know you're not looking at this time frame, but I would just say I'd be very cautious of like shorts because I do think that it's going to test around there, and you do have a higher low here, so there is potential for reversal. It's never really been in an uptrend since 2014, so there is that. But yeah, I would be very wary of that. 1236N says GEV targets in the coming months. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think I've ever looked at this thing. Really fucking bullish here. Probably entering into the parabolic phase of this bull, of whatever this bull run is. In the coming months, always hard to do like a time analysis. If I'm just going to give out some like areas of interest, basically it's low 900s is your next major one, and then you got 1,000 and like 25, 1,040, something like that. I think that you'll probably hit above 1,000. Yeah, it's bullish. There's no reason to be bearish on this, especially as long as you're above last week's low. If you fail last week's low and come back down below, okay, yeah, it could be bearish, but until then, it's just follow the fucking yellow brick trend, man. Follow the yellow brick trend. Sam Frank knows he's back. He's looking at Dixie. Okay, yeah, let's look at Dixie. I don't think it really matters though in the way that people want it to matter. However, Dixie LARP lines that one didn't work out. First part worked out, second part worked out, third part did not work out. But in terms of Dixie, yes, objectively it's a downtrend. Yes, should be looking lower. I mean, maybe even as low as the monthly trend and simple here at like 92.5. If we're fast forwarding like many moons from now, but I really don't know, man. I really don't know on this one. I'm inclined to say that if you're just looking at the daily and the weekly, you shouldn't be expecting any like major trending move to emerge from here anytime soon. I think that you're going to be caught in a range for a while. And yeah, the next test is likely to the bottom side of the range, back down to like 96 and I don't know, 35 cents or something. But I don't think you're going to break down. I think you're going to bounce and carry this one out sideways for a while. I think that that's going to eat you up into, for the next few months, to be honest. So, yeah. But yeah, short term, if you are just thinking short term, yeah, I think it comes down here officially. Probably going to bounce some, man. So, yeah. Pisa says, hey, Crown, what's up, man? Can you check out XRP daily and weekly? I can. I believe it did hit our 1.25 target. So let's see what it's at now. Nice. The red circle lives on. The red circle of destiny, perfectly on the white 200 simple for the weekly time frame. And what's very interesting about this, and actually a good sign, Ripple, after testing the 200 simple, bounced really, really strongly back above that previous spike low from October. and is now using that same area as a base for this week. So I think that this thing's putting in a major low here as well, similar to Bitcoin. Similar to Bitcoin, however, I think that you could very easily dip back down into it a few more times over the next month or two. But if you believe in Ripple, I don't. But if you believe in it, if you believe in it, like, are you a Christian? Did you know Jesus loved you? Did you know Ripple loves you? Then that's what a low should start to look like. Just it's going to get drawn out for like another month or two and probably get some more wicks down around here. But I'll be using that 200 simple at like 111, 110, whatever it is. It's like a major bias buster. And for now, I think the downside is over. Things been beat up pretty good. It's been beat up significantly. Yeah, coming off the quarterly 21 EMA here as well. So yeah, I think right now, if you're bearish, maybe you get your play, in a couple months. But for now, I just don't think bearish plays are the right call in Bitcoin or crypto in general, especially for the higher caps. What's up, Shibley? GM Crown, is there an acronym for the fear and greed index? Yeah, I think it's called a bull flag. There should be like an easy 3-letter term for it. Yes, flag. It's flag. Flag. Fucking bull flag. Goddamn fucking bull flag's taking over the Super Bowl. Fucking bull flag, Bud Bunny, singing in Puerto Rican and not fucking American. Hate this guy. And for the YouTube algorithm, that was flag with a redneck accent. Crypto Daddy says, Pigme, Progme, PGNY. PGNY. Fatty Yoshi's .eth says, XRP is going to 0, and so is ETH. It's always funny when like altcoin people hate on each other's altcoins. I mean, yes, there are varying like levels of altcoins for sure, but think they're all the fucking same. All a bunch of fucking bull flag altcoins. Hate them. PGNY. All right. Wait, what? Okay. Daily and weekly, is it a healthy pullback and going higher? Feel free to trash talk it hard. Currently have no position. I mean, to be fair, you do have a weekly higher low in here and a higher high, so the weekly reversal is real. But when I see a weekly reversal that's still below the 200 simple, I mean, it's always going to be questionable, and that's absolutely going to be a range high. But hey, if this thing is going to be bullish, you kind of expect it to put in a higher low here. You really don't expect it to go down too much more. My personal opinion is that it won't. I think that this one has found a major high here, and it's going to come back down. I think it's bearish long term. So I'd be betting on a failure here. But if you want to go off the weekly trend, there is some validity to that. It's probably on like the 50% retracement level too. No, it's a little bit lower than that actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually at the 618, but this would be kind of like the last chance for love if it wants to reverse here. So fair enough. Is that Yoda? Yeah, that's redneck Yoda. It's probably like an AI fucking, voiceover. I don't want to do it too much though. It hurts my throat, and my throat's still kind of sensitive after the sickness. Straight Path says, GM, sorry, what's up, man? Iron Daily? Sure. It's been a while since we looked at this one. See where it's at. I'm still going with the LARP lines here. I don't know when I drew this one out, but I think that these still are more or less correct. I think you found a low here at $37. I think you're going to rally up in the short term, probably back to like $49.50. Do something like this sideways for a while. Long term, it's bullish as long as you're above about $36, $37, whatever it is. I just think it takes some time going sideways here and then probably tries an upside move. But yeah, this is a good consolidation at a high level. That's generally a good sign for the health of the rally. Freddie M says LMT. I'm thinking of like assault rifles now when I hear the word LMT, AR-15s. It's LMT, if you didn't know, is a very high prestigious brand alongside Knight's Armament. You know what I fucking hate about rifles and being obsessed with these fucking weapons and buying them is the best fucking one, the Knight's Armament Corporation or company or whatever the fuck it's called, the Knights. It's impossible to find. I will pay the price. Just fucking find me one. It's actually impossible. I've gone everywhere. I've gone literally everywhere in search for this thing. But I am quite happy with my Geisleys. I will say that they are absolutely epic, and I do have a Sons of Liberty one as well, which is pretty cool too. But I still need to cite that one. Anyways, LMT really fucking good here, man. We looked at this one over the past couple weeks, and it's still good. I don't really have anything new to add to. I think you're going above $700. I think you're going to 765, probably even above $800 in the coming months. Team Geisley, fuck yeah, man. Geisley's great. I mean, really, it's got to be like the best priced AR-15 that competes with, you know, all of those ultra high quality ones. But they do a really good job, man. They do a really fucking good job going long on guns. Yeah, man. Guns are always a good investment as well. Guns are always a good investment. The European mind can't comprehend this, but that's okay. You don't have to. Keep on living under the thumb of your EU compassionate government, the very compassionate EU government that is concerned about your safety and also the environment. Yes, yes. In Finland, they have such high electricity prices now, you can't even afford to take a fucking shower or and water prices. You can't even afford to take a fucking shower, keep on the lights, or do your laundry, or keep your fucking refrigerator on. Yeah. Well, then again, you don't really need a refrigerator. You got one outside there. Yeah, overall, I'm bullish on this thing. I think you're going above $700, and like you're not stopping at 700. I mean, you know, short term you might have ebbs and flows there, but I'm very bullish on this as long as you're above about 590. Probably should have bought this one myself, but I'm a moron, a lobotomized moron, unfortunately, so I can't do that. Neil Cotton says, "Hype, please, sir," on the Daily. Sure. H what? Where is? I guess, I swear, oh no, I deleted it from my list because I literally couldn't care less about this fucking thing, but I don't know, maybe KuCoin has a longer term chart. Yeah, there we go. I still stick with my top call on Hype from $38. I remember, I think it was like Lutfi who was looking at it and she was asking, should I short here? And I'm like, nah, this one's probably going to tag like 37, $38 first, and then maybe consider a short if I were you. But, I am bearish as long as you're below last week's high. I might be wrong on this one, of course. I could very well be wrong on this, but I'm like structurally speaking, have to be bearish as long as you're below last week's high. That also means if you reclaim last week's high on a weekly closing basis, I'm bullish. But yeah, what's up, Two Thumbs? Sup, gangsters? How you doing, man? Is that why you moved to the US, since you didn't have doors in your fridge? It was too pricey. Yep, this is exactly why, man. And also guns and trucks. Guys, the US is amazing because we have Costco, we have big ass trucks, and we have fucking guns. And you can just go to the goddamn store. And there's also legalized marijuana as well. You can just go to the store, pick up whatever the fuck you want, same day, walk out, no problem, and it's amazing.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
And that's my question to all the Europores out there in the world. I apologize, but it is true, and you know it, okay? We all know this. Anyways, Dear Crown, can you do TA on my life in the 4-hour and daily time frame? Hopefully some bullish divergence, good sir. Hopefully some bullish divergence. Yeah, do you need a truck gun? What's a good truck gun? Okay, I've been asking Grok this recently. Is a good truck gun like a 10.5 inch or 10.5 inch short barrel rifle, or is it or should I go like a PCC? What's gonna be better? I have a big ass fucking truck. What should I put in there? We absolutely do need more truck guns. You are 100% right, sir. And you know what? That's a really good reminder for today. I appreciate that. Freddie M says CVX, when $200. Oh, this Chevron. I thought it was something else. Yeah, I remember we looked at this one and I wrote it down to buy it. I didn't buy it, but it's going 200 plus, man. I think it's going 215 at least, probably more like 240 to 250 if I had to guess. But this is really, really good here. I could still honestly buy this one. I just don't want to get involved in oil and gas because I just have a strong disdain for trading gas and oil type shit. I don't care about like the gas and oil and like the environment stuff. I care about their fucking charts, which I just do not have a good history with. This objectively is a great chart though. I mean, no, I care about the environment. I just think that it's probably not that big of a deal. But then again, what the fuck do I know? I'm not a fucking scientist. And mostly scientists are politically inspired anyway, so it's like hard to really trust anyone. So I don't know. I'm happy to say I don't fucking know. and I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. What's the truck gun, boys? Which one is a truck gun is the real question. Yes, indeed, Mr. Positive Dude. Bearish on greens, bearish on EU, bearish on Puerto Rico, bullish on guns, jacked up trucks in USA. Fuck yeah, baby. The Von Yuck. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Truck gun is a Draco or, okay, so yeah, like a 9mm, not, yeah. Maybe a 9mm or like a PCC is going to be best for a truck gun. Do you have any non-AR weapons? I do have a couple of pistols, but honestly, I don't give a fuck about them at all. After I fired an AR-15, I was like, I don't want to touch anything else. I just want these are the best. These are the best. Yeah, I fucking love it, man. I got to shoot. My brother-in-law's brother had these fucking crazy awesome guns the first time I went shooting, and I had my like puny little pistols, and as soon, and he like waves me up, he's like, dude, you got to try these, and I'm like, okay, sure. I wasn't expecting anything of it. As soon as I fired one round from his like 8.5-inch SBR, I was like, oh shit. What is this? Where do I get it immediately? But yeah, this chart here, man, I'm just straight up bullish on it. I've seen no reason to be bearish on it as long as you're above 170. I think you're looking at 200 plus 215 to 250 region. Pretty good, man. Very, very good. In fact, Chris Vela says Bitcoin gold topped in 2024. Possible we have been in a bear for over a year, considering USD inflation. Maybe it made it seem Bitcoin too late. That's actually a really good, that is a really good insight. I didn't even consider that. Okay, so let's see how that's worked in the past first, and then see if this current one makes sense. But one moment. All right, let's see if this actually works out. Because if it does, that's very interesting. All right, so we got this first top here. That was 370 days. Okay. All right, so we're already kind of on track there. This one over here was 343 days. Okay, very much par for the course. 2014. What was this one? This one was 413 days. A little bit longer, but yeah, still within the context of the data. And then I don't know if you really consider this first one here from 2015 a cycle. That was only 160. 160 days. Okay, so let's see. What is this current one from December 2024? Yeah, that's going to be 413. Holy shit. I am very happy you brought this up, man. Massive credit to you, because that is uniquely interesting information. Wow. Okay. Okay. That's actually super interesting. I really do appreciate, like, I'm not being facetious at all. I'm writing this down. I'm going to do a video on this. That is uniquely interesting, man. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you're right. 413 days. I think you have a really good point there. And also, when we look at the gold versus the Bitcoin versus gold chart, I think you can make a great case for this one being a macro bottom here. I mean, this thing's been in an uptrend for forever. This is about exactly where you'd be expecting the next higher low at about 13 on the ratio. Again, it's going to take its time. Even if this is a macro low, it's probably going to take a long time on the lows. Another like 2 or 3 months perhaps. But that was really big, man. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, sir. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on this because this is very interesting in my opinion. On to Pontius, and also kind of, again, if you're wondering why, it's because gold, or, backstopping it versus gold instead of the dollar. Gold technically is more stable. I mean, it's just an asset, whereas the dollar has been fluctuating significantly in the past, really in the past few years. But yeah, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting. Anyways, on to Poncho's back. He's looking at, he says crystal ball time, BNB number. You see it around bottom thoughts. Looking to scoop up some, been fading it too long, possibly. All right, let's see. Regardless of what you think about BNB or what I think about CZ, BNB has been objectively one of the best crypto charts for a very long time. What do I think it bottoms? Somewhere between the current low at 570 and perhaps all the way down to $500 even. I think worst case scenario, you might see a tick to like 420 on like a crazy wick, but I think there's great value at around $500. And I do think that you will get down around there at some point, actually. Hourglass Crypto says bear markets are the test that defines if you are serious about this shit and if you have been building. Yeah, pretty much, man. And Hourglass Crypto been here since fucking 2018, I think. Or correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's been since 2018. 30-06, FUD much? Nah. I want to stick with like either 9mm or 5.56 because that's what I've been massively massively accumulating recently. I keep on buying like thousands of rounds of 5.5s. I love it, man. It's so much fun. It is such a fun fucking hobby, man. It really is. Zombie Co Game. What's up, Zombie? Truck gun equals Springfield Armory 9mm. Oh, so they're PCC. Do they have the Kuna? Is that the one that they have? Patrick Ocean says, who cares about the environment? Let the ice caps melt. We don't need them. Yeah, that's right. We need more beachfront properties. I mean, shit, man. If the ice caps melt, we might be beachfront. That would be pretty cool. I'm for that. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Blunderbuss is a blunder like a fucking pirate, like a pirate fucking shotgun. Kenneth says, hey, Elsa, can you and Crown recommend a good refrigerator brand with no door? I will buy the door later. I'm glad you asked, sir. Have you heard of Fisher and Paykel? They ship without doors. It's really good. Yeah, Springfield has a Kuna, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Kuna seems cool. I mean, you know, for a truck gun, I probably don't want anything like super premium. And I imagine the Kuna is probably, you know, budget tier, or at least Springfield's probably budget tier. I have the Hellcat Pro, which I'm not a fan of, but I do like that it will always fucking fire, man. I haven't cleaned that thing in, I don't know, probably 500 rounds. No problem at all. Okay. Tommy Dickinson says, morning, sir. What's up, man? Coda stock breaking out, $20 plus in H1, I think, or first half. I don't know. Let's see. Coda Octopus Group, is it breaking out? Technically not just yet, but it's fucking close, man. And probably does. Technically, you'd want to see it, confirm above the May 2019 high. I think that it will do that personally, but if you want to go by the book, that would be by the book. But you got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 higher lows in this consolidation. It really is an upside bias. I think that you're on the right side if you are looking at this one as likely to go up. But I do need to also say, but technically it's this. Personally, I think that it's going to go up, yeah, to 20. Yeah. If you're looking at $20, yeah, I do think that you will get a test there. Yeah, I think that it probably goes higher to like 25, 26 actually. Yeah, in the first half, I don't know, probably. This thing's on the move right now, so I don't see why not, I guess. One moment. If you can avoid NFA for truck gun, that's best because crossing. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Well, we could get a pistol. It was so funny the other day. I brought Elsa's sister, who's from Finland, to the gun store. You know, it's like a new experience for her. And the guy hands me it was obviously like an AR-15, but it had a pistol brace on it. And I'm like, okay, so if I get this, do I need to do Form 1? And he's like, no, this is a pistol. And I'm like, oh, that's right. It's a pistol. Right. Yes. My pistol that shoots 5.56. It's my carbine caliber pistol, my CCP, instead of my PCC. Gun owner here in Ireland. Oh, hell yeah, man. You should do a gun crypto meetup. We need to have a fucking, you're definitely not living in any of the blue states. Oh, how did you know? We're living in the fucking cowboy state, man. I'm loving it, dude. This is where fucking cowboys come, man. This is great. This is fucking great. Interesting, man. How hard was it to get a gun in Ireland? Just out of curiosity. Are you going to talk about gold, silver at all? I mean, we're doing super chats right now, sir, so got to prioritize that. I mean, you kind of hit it earlier on in this video, but yeah. Are you going to talk about this? I don't know, man. Maybe just follow the program here. Stefano Munarini says, Leonardo DRS, 6 to 12 months target. Well, do you mind just give me the fucking ticker? Otherwise, I got to type it out. Okay, there we go. It's just DRS. Okay, cool. 6 to 12 months target. I think this thing's actually pretty close to hitting a major high here, man. I really don't know. I really don't know in this next 6 to 12 months. I think that you're coming into like a major high on this thing relatively soon. Do you first pop up and maybe test like $60? Possible. I think you might get up to like $55, $60 first and then top out, but if that's the question, I really don't know. I can tell you where to get bearish on this thing, and that's just back down below your November lows at 33 or 32.5 bucks. Yeah, I'd get bearish on that. But until then, I guess I'm cautiously bullish and something like that, man. I don't know about the time frame of that, though, to be honest. Deval Devoika says, hello, Crown. Tesla daily, weekly, monthly. Yep, full disclosure, I do own this one. Tesla, where is my Tesla derp? Where is my Tesla derp? I know I have it here. All right, let's go to my other list, my traditional markets list. There we go. 420, great fucking number, beautiful number. So this one did take out the previous week's low from a couple weeks ago's analysis, which did set in that 380 to 390 target. It actually hit there perfectly last week and is bouncing up from, I think that was the low actually. I think that this is a higher low in the making right here. It'll be confirmed if this weekly closes and finishes the week above 430. At that point, you know, it's probably going to take its time, but I'm looking at this still as a consolidation after breaking out to new all-time highs. I think it's getting poised for higher. I just don't know how long this one takes. Again, full disclosure, I own this one. I own it because I think it's going up more. That's why. And I'm also talking my book, but I don't know, talking your book and then also doing what you believe it's really fucking blurred line. I mean, people would I love how people always say, but you own that. And it's like, well, yeah, because I think it's going up. And do you think what I say on fucking YouTube for a fucking, you know, multi-trillion-dollar asset matters at all? No, it doesn't. I seriously am an insignificant speck of sand on the beach in, I don't know, some sandy ass country like in the Middle East. Something like a lot of sand. I'm just a speck of sand in the Sahara Desert. What's up, Aaron Shazanarari? Good to see you, man. Hopefully all is well. I keep on reading on what's going on in your home country, man. It's really crazy, but we're just not getting that much information right now, unfortunately. By the way, on Tesla, there is potential for hidden bullish divergence that'll be confirmed back above last week's high. I really think that this is going to be the next higher low here, and it also is super easy to manage because if it does come back down below 380, that's bearish. But for now, I actually think this is good. Anyways, you are... Oh, fuck. I forgot to mention the tether dominance chart. Yeah. So the tether dominance chart did hit my 8.5% target. In fact, it got all the way up to 9%. Kind of crazy. So this is very likely a local and major high. Long term, it's a bullish chart that seems to only go up. So while I am looking for this one to spend some time below that highs, you know, you're going to oscillate a little bit here, but I don't think you're moving to new highs anytime soon. I think you're going to do something like this, you know, blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin can rally alongside tether dominance rallying as well. We have seen that in the past, but yeah, this chart is objectively bullish long term. There is no doubt about it. There is absolutely no doubt about it. But in the short term, it has found a major high, and it probably does come back down to like, I don't know, 7%, and then, you know, creates a range. I don't think it's moving. I don't think it's trending either which direction for a while. Similar to Bitcoin. Yeah. So fair enough. Crypto Shart says syrup on the daily. Sure, man. Can't imagine I have anything nice to say about it, but I don't know. Maybe I do. Let's see. Nope, I was right. A downtrend is 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 a downtrend. I think this thing's entering into the downtrend of destiny for the totality of its history. Look, you're going to get some bounces along the way, obviously, but I think that this is, you know, it's just a generally down only chart. You know, you're probably going to get something like this. Maybe it even bounces up to like fucking 32, 33 cents. But the LARP lines, I think, carry on onwards and forwards to the downside, man. Monthly is objectively bearish, and very much so. Weekly, I mean, it's just downtrend, but I don't think it's ready to like make new lows right here. You're going to bounce around, but generally just down. There's no reason, in my opinion, at all whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form, to get bullish as long as you're below the most recent price action pivot high, which is 41.34. Again, still loving these fucking price action pivots, man. Just making my job easy. As long as you're below there, just bearish, man. Just fucking bearish. If it can reclaim that, I'd switch around my opinion in an instant. But until that, man, it's just a very ugly chart. If you're on a daily, I guess probably sideways and tries a little bit more on the bounce if I had to guess. But I don't feel that confident about the short term. Anyways, Batman, he says, "Hey, Crown, glad to see you feel much better." Yeah, man, it was just a short and sweet illness. It wasn't that bad. Do you hold any alt? No, sir, I'm straight. Can we also check out AMD? Sure. Bouncing off of this next low, which is on the bottom side of the range, probably comes back up to like 230 to 240. Overall, I'd have a bullish bias here as long as you are above last week's low. on a weekly closing or even a daily closing basis. I think the LARP lines here are just basically directionally correct. You're going to go sideways for a while and then try an upside move. This is bullish. There's nothing bearish about it as long as you're above that 190 low. Yeah. Why do shitcoins always go down? That's a really good question, Aisha. It might have something to do with like the fact that they're all getting fucking flushed because they might have my Angus! What's that shit smell? Smells like shit. What's that shit smell? If you're a member of a Target shooting club, you get access to the fun stuff. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, you mean in Ireland? Gotcha. That's actually pretty cool. It's more so than I would have thought it was. You can slap a 300 blackout upper on your existing AR-15 lower. I don't know, man. For some reason I just have a massive aversion to 300 blackout. It's like fucking double the price of 556 and I don't care about being quiet. I got a suppressor for that, man. I guess it would help a little bit more, but yeah. Why do serious people spend time building shitcoins? Well, look, I mean, I'm sure some of them believe in it, you know, but I mean, obviously some of them are not going to be like complete fucking scams, right? Like they're not all scams. You know, some of them are going to be legitimate. Some of them are going to actually try. But even then, I mean, creating a successful business is so difficult. I mean, what's a stat? Like 90% of businesses fail within the first year. So even if you're trying to do a legit business, whether it's crypto or not, it's difficult enough. So it's like, you just have to kind of expect most of them are going to fail because there's no barriers to entry to create a crypto shitcoin. That's really the big issue in my opinion. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Hold on. Wait, what? Sorry, reading some of these out of context here. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm getting swept up in the sauce there. Devaled is back again. He's looking at Baba. Okay, this is Alibaba. I remember when this thing went IPO. I was just a young man. 2014. Have to be looking at this as a higher low here at 145 and have to be using that as a bullish bias in my opinion. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, I guess I'm bullish as long as you're above last month's low at 145. Yeah, price action pair right there, 145. I just don't think you're doing anything like super interesting in the short term. I think it's going to be sideways in this range a little bit more, and then you try your upside move. You know, how high does it get? I don't know, maybe like $200 or something. I really don't know on this one. If it does come back down below last month's low, though, it is objectively bearish. Like that's very bad. And in fact, there's kind of like good reason to believe that should be a reversal right here. I mean, that is your quarterly range high. So, you know, restless AR syndrome, similar to learning TA, have to find your own. I know, man. I know. God, man, I'm so fucking obsessed with this shit right now. It's kind of embarrassing in a way. Hey, thanks for that, Marty. Appreciate that, man. All the best to you as well, sir. All the best to you as well. Boris says tokenized VPNs are legit and their tokens still go to shit. Sure. I mean, do you really need a fucking token to use the VPN? I mean, you know, it's just kind of like a silly business model. I mean, even then, I mean, you kind of want the token to be cheaper if you actually want to use the fucking service, right? You want cheaper services, I would imagine. So it's kind of like what the Ripple guy said. He's like, all these fucking Ripple herpity derps were asking him $100, and he's like, guys, not only is that unlikely, but we don't even want it to be $100 because it'd be way too fucking expensive to use for banks. You fucking morons. He didn't say it in those terms, but you know, that was basically the gist of it. Disney. I do think that this thing is putting in a macro low here. I just don't think it's ready for like upside. You do have these rising bottoms alongside the 200 simple, so I think this is good. If it came down to like 95 or $100 even, I think that's good value there personally. And I'm bullish on this thing as long as you're above about $80 or whatever the price. Yeah, the price action pivot's $80. You know, does it look something like this, come back down to those lows and then try an upside move? Maybe it just goes up from here. I don't know, but I'm more inclined to say it will retest these lows and then go up rather than just go up from here. You need to check out the Benelli M1 shotgun. Oh man, I've been avoiding shotguns. I just don't want to get another fucking caliber or shell, you know, start collecting these. All right. Yep, we got one more from Devald. He's looking at Riven. Okay, RIVN. I mean, shotguns are badass. Don't get me wrong. Shotguns are very, very badass. I mean, it's classic for a reason, of course. But if I'm gonna get a shotgun, I'm gonna get something super simple like a fucking Mossberg pump. Just, it's just classic. I probably would never use it though. To be fair, it is still holding on for a higher low. Whoops, just drawing lines now. This one's a hard chart for me, to be honest. I'm inclined to say, while it is technically putting in a higher low, I'm a lot more inclined to say that it's going to fail here after a rally to like 15 or 16 bucks, somewhere in that pocket there, and then come down. But I honestly, dude, I gotta say, I don't know on this one. I don't have a strong read on it, and I don't want to talk about something when I don't feel that confident about it. The only thing that I feel confident about is very short term, and I do think it will bounce here. You know, probably back to like I said, between 15 and a half to 16 bucks. It doesn't really mean anything for the long term, though. I don't have any major biases here, other than that. If anything, it's kind of bearish, I guess, more long term, but it wouldn't take too much to get a reversal here as well. So I would say, I don't know, man. SPY futures almost back above 7,000. If you think you're obsessed with goons now, wait until you're like me and you get interested in competitions and get, oh yeah, man. The shooting range that I go to has those like competition bays there, and they actually do competitions there. But I'm staying away from that because one, I fucking hate pistols. So there we go. if they have rifle competitions, maybe, but yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, one more here. Brillo is looking at H, symbol H. Is this Hyatt? Yeah. Looking to short to the ground. If you hate money, then yeah, go for it, man. This is the same thing as buying a perpetual downtrend on a fucking altcoin. That's in my opinion as fucking redacted as trying to short this thing, which has been a perpetual uptrend. I don't know. Maybe you have insider information that like someone fucking went to their hotel and got AIDS, and that's going to force it down. But I'm not bearish on this, man. I think worse you get to the downside on like a kind of freak out wick would be 130 to 135, but this is objectively bullish. You know, if it does come down below like 120, I guess I'd get bearish, but not here. I'd still have to maintain a bullish bias here, but hey, you do you, man. I don't know. I'm trying to see what you're seeing, man. It's going to put in a high soon, but I don't think it's here just yet. Oh, Humanity Protocol. Oh, it's some fucking crypto shitcoin. Well, if you are going to short something to the ground, this one's a better do, but I don't think it's ready just yet. I think there's a lot easier shitcoins to short into the ground. It's not a terrible short here. It's just, okay, if you take a short here, where do you manage risk, right? Where do you manage risk? Well, if you're on a daily time frame, which you are, it doesn't really make sense to me for anywhere except for like 21 cents. Again, the price action pivot here. I think you're going to be right, but if you're wrong, it's a big fucking loss. That's a big issue. Creighton C says Mossberg 500 is the gateway drug. Oh God, yeah. I can't do it, man. I'm rifles only, baby. Fucking rifles only. AR-15s only. 5.56 only. Okay, that's only. All right, I will buy everything in that realm, but nothing else. Peter says, are Elliott Wave guys and their Wave 5 Bitcoin targets reasonable? I don't know what that is, and I don't know. I generally don't think Elliott Wave is worth shit, personally. Seen anything from 240? Okay. Is Bitcoin going to 200,000 or 400,000 this year? What? Hey, can you get the door, please? Can you get the door? Because fucking mom isn't getting the door, even though she's probably downstairs. Get the fucking door. Mom. No, you need to go now. They're going to leave. All right, you want to do some gold action? Kind of spoke about it at the beginning of this video. I still think that this is a trap rally here. Can it rally to 5,200 first? It might. It might rally to 5,200 first. Yeah. God damn it, man. Like, really fucking pisses me off. My parents are staying with us because they're looking for houses right now. But for whatever reason, they never answer the fucking door. They never answer the fucking door. Ever, ever, ever. Because they're old and they're scared. Say, Mom, we have a million fucking guns here, okay? Just relax. Great. Look, I've seen Fibbo Swanee use Elliott waves, but you know, and he has been right with them in the past. But I think really the reason why he was right was due to other reasons. I think Elliott waves more or less puts like the wrong sort of ideas in your head about what price is going to do. I see a lot of people use Elliott waves as like, you know, this is an exact schematic of what you know, price is going to do. And I just don't think that you can do that. I'm very much deductive when it comes to technical analysis and trading. I want to have the least amount of assumptions as possible because why? Because price in a way is random. And the more assumptions that you put on it, the more and more likely you're going to be wrong because you can't, it's difficult enough to get one thing right. Try fucking getting the next 5 waves right. Okay. I just don't think, I don't think it can be done, you know, consistently. And I think it is misguided personally, but hey, if you're using Elliott waves and you're making a shit ton of money, don't let me talk shit. I mean, not necessarily don't let me talk shit, just don't fucking listen to what I'm saying. If it's working, it's working. Like I just don't see the value in it personally. I can be wrong. I can be wrong, of course. Anyways, gold. Yeah, I think this one's still putting in a trap here. Does it trade up to 5,200 first and then come down, or does it just come down from here? I don't know. Confirmation of it being bearish is coming back down below yesterday's low, or sorry, not yesterday's low, last Friday's low, which was 46.55 according to the price action pivots. I've been looking at the BBWP and I've noticed that when BBWP bounces off the moving average, the direction of the move has been decided. Does that make sense? Okay, so the 3 days is a good example. I'd have to ask what you're running on your, okay. I was going to ask what's your settings you're running. Kind of, I guess. Kind of. I kind of see what you're seeing. Technically, though, it's incorrect because volatility is absolutely direction neutral. Like, there's no way of getting around that. But, hey, the results don't lie. I mean, it actually kind of is somewhat working there, I guess. But volatility is direction neutral. So technically, that is an incorrect statement. But I see what you're seeing, and I kind of have to agree with you, man. Kind of strange. Fully expect late night streams wearing nods by... Cute. I know, I was just looking at that the other day. Prepping like a real fucking crazy person now. I love it. It starts with then you are watching John Wick and thinking, well, that looks fun. If Keanu can do it, well, I can do it too. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. Jack in the Wick says, you can short it to zero, but if there's no liquidity, you are fucked. Be careful with those shit coins. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're going to have an issue with that, to be honest, but when you want to buy it back, you're probably not going to be able to buy it back at whatever price you think you're going to buy it back at. You're probably going to end up incurring some sort of slippage there. But yeah. Has your dad called Tom Lee yet to congratulate him? I think he's still yelling about how fucking stupid he is. He really doesn't like him. It works both directions. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, man. It does, but when I say volatility direction neutral, it means volatility does not, it has no directional bias as to where it goes technically, but I see what you're saying. And on those timeframes, it does, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue. Did we already do the Ethereum shitcoin? No, we haven't even looked at it in like a month or two. Like no one gives a fuck about it anymore. To be honest, this one, I mean, look, if Ethereum isn't truly dead long-term, this should be the low. I have massive reservations with saying that while looking at the yearly. It looks like it wants to go much lower on the yearly. But hey, if you're bullish Ethereum long term, you kind of got to be looking at this as the next macro low, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, Cradency is actually also correct as well. I've looked into it a little bit myself, but Elliott Waves does have a lot of rules, and basically Elliott Waves only makes sense in hindsight. And I personally have a strong disdain for hindsight analysis because it's not tradable, in my opinion, or it's quite literally just not tradable. I mean, not even in my opinion, like it's not. You can't trade the past. And honestly, that's what a lot of analysis is anyways, for a lot of people. I mean, they're just telling you what happened. When it talks about like future projections and whatnot, you need a system. The only way to accurately create a probabilistic scenario for the future is by creating a system and then figuring out the probabilities associated with certain setups and what that implies for price. It's the only way to do it, and even then, it's not a guarantee. It's just probabilities. That's what the Crown Trading Bible is all about. I mean, fuck, man, that's literally the whole damn thing in its essence. And also, I'm creating a TA 101 beginners playlist. I'm updating this like significantly. I'm going to make it really, really nice. Actually, I'm going to include like quizzes and shit for the ultra nerds like me out there. And that'll go over it as well. So if you are new and you don't want to spend money or nothing like that, then that's fine. Wait for my free playlist. I'm almost done with it. Like I'm very close. I'm very, very close at this point. We'll do a few more, then I got to sign off because I do have some errands to get to today. Zonkert says HCA. What? Hold on. Too many fucking tickers there, man. Like, for fuck's sake. Don't be getting greedy. Overall bullish, of course. I'm bullish as long as you're above last month's low. I think you might have a downside move to 480 this month. Maybe, maybe not. But either which way, I'm bullish for now still. I think that you got new highs this year to continue to go. Short term, does it come back down to like, 480 or something? Probably, yeah. But this is bullish, especially as long as you're above like 460 on the weekly. So Nick Laureatis is debating on getting a Meta Mafioso NFT. Anyone have one of them? I'm sure a lot of people here do have them, but what I can tell you is that they I told their founder, because I know their founder like very well. I told their founder, basing the price off of Ethereum is a very bad idea because Ethereum likes to go down, and it likes to go down a lot. And Ethereum went down a lot. So, if you are considering it, probably right now is the best time. I think you can see a million of their signals for free on Twitter. And even their Discord as well. So you probably should have a good idea, if it's something that you're gonna be interested in or not. I've been very impressed with what they've done. I really like their algos. They're not always gonna be correct, but at least they give you the probabilities associated with the move and the price targets for that as well. It's basically, they do all of the hard work for you. They create the system, and then you decide how you wanna use that. Do you wanna take it exactly at the proposed price? Do you wanna maybe put in your order, closer to the stop loss and maybe have a greater risk reward? Do you want to target higher? Do you want to target lower? Do you just want to use it as training wheels? Do you want to play it exactly as it's stated? All of these are fine, honestly, man. Yeah, I've actually been very, very impressed with them. And, fuck, man, they've been around now since 2022, testing that algo and improvising upon it and optimizing upon it, for many years now. So I'm actually very, very impressed. But what if it goes up and NFTs cost more then? Well, yeah, I mean, Ethereum probably does rally a little bit here. So, maybe you have to pay like 10% more or something like that. I don't know. Is that like a crazy amount more? It's possible. Like I said, if you're bullish on Ethereum, you kind of have to be looking at this as the next macro low. Am I bullish on Ethereum? I'm personally not, but I understand what people would be seeing here. I get it. I totally get it. If you're bullish on Ethereum long term, this is more or less the low. Maybe it has one more spike lower to 1600 at some point, in the next like 6 months. But if you're bullish, I think you got to look at those as the lows and no lower. All right, one moment. Let's read through a few more of these. Yeah, we already went over NASDAQ on the weekly. That was near the beginning. It's not as strong as it's been. It's getting rotated down right now, but it very likely will follow the rest of the market. I don't think NASDAQ is not going to make new highs here. I'm still looking at 28,000 plus. Should clarify when BBWP is expanding and it bounces off of a moving average. Okay. That's how I was looking at it before as well. I'm seeing what you're seeing, and I agree. Like, kind of is working like that, but at the same time, Yeah, you know, at the same time, man, technically speaking, if you go by the dictionary definition, volatility is direction neutral. It just is. Suzu says, hey, Crown, MQM stock. Sure. MQM. Metal Quest Mining. Really good here. But is this one putting it at a top? It's right at the 200 simple. It's at the top side of your long-term breakdown areas. I don't know if there is going to be a place for it to pull back. This would be it. I would be betting on a pullback here, to be honest. I think that you probably come back down to like 27 or 28 cents, but maybe puts in a higher low there and then tries to get into the upside. But I think your next move is down, actually. Hitting the sauna and ice bath now. Fuck yeah, man. All good, man. All good. Yeah, man. We're gonna do some of that shit soon. Maybe we turn this into like a Bitcoin and guns channel. Be a real Americans here. I'm like the quintessential fucking meme of person in like their first couple months of gun ownership and being like, I love them. Like it turns everything in their life about guns. Vance Hutchison says, we already looked at Dixie Mound. We could look at Swiss franc though. That should be interesting. It's been a while since I looked at this, but yeah, bullish as you would expect. Yeah, bullish as fuck. Bullish as fuck. Versus the dollar, at least. Anyways, maybe that's a good place for us to leave off on this. Yeah, this. Oh, okay. Last one for Devald. Last one, and then we'll leave it off. EOSE. Gotcha. EOS Energy. Is this the gym? EOS as a gym kind of sucks. Don't love it here. Don't hate it here. It's in a range, and technically it's a bullish bias as long as you're above the price action pivot at 11 and 17 cents. If you lose 11 and 17 on a weekly closure, then I'd be bearish on it, I guess, for a move back down to like $8.50. But I think it probably does end up failing here at some point. But next move should be a short-term rally. Should be a short-term rally, like back up here or something like that. Maybe something like that. Yeah, man. All right. Bitcoin, guns, and cars. I don't know. I'm not as interested in cars, but I do love my truck. I will say that. And boobs. We like boobs as well. Bitcoin, boobs, and guns. Hell fucking yeah. We're living like real Americans nowadays. Anyways, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you on this nice Monday morning. I'm glad that I'm feeling a little bit better myself because I truly did miss these, man. It's like I have no purpose any longer. Yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow with just another regular video and then another live stream on Wednesday and Friday. Other than that, wishing you the best as always. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully